Come with me on the tasty trail with Benjamin.
Hello, bonjour. We are back in Busan in the south of the Korean peninsula. And today it's for one of my favorite dishes. Very simple but very good, the pancake tradition of Korea. You know, pancakes, you can find it all over the world, from Mexico to India, you know, the very famous Indian dosa, but you have that also in China. And what about France? You know, the crepe, of course. We have that in Korea too. A very diverse tradition actually. We call it buchimge, that's a general word, but we have different varieties like the jeon and also the pajeon, hemul pajeon, which is the one we are going to focus on today, which is a seafood and chive pancake. So that's on the tasty trail with Benjamin in Busan. Here we are, that's the place I was looking for. We are in front of the restaurant specialized in pajeon, the pancakes, and in front of the restaurant you have this beautiful tree which is almost 400 years old. It's the tree which protected the area. It's a sacred place, so people come in the morning to do offerings and prayers, and they do that for a good business, of course. So this is a sacred protected tree. And we are going to go inside of the restaurant, which is specialized in pajeon. It's a very famous place and maybe the most famous restaurant in all the Tongnae area. Oh, 고맙습니다. Yeah. So now it's time for me to taste it. And you can feel the passion of this lady who has been working herself here forever, since it's a business, a family business. They have been here for 70 years. It's nice. It doesn't have the texture of a pancake that you usually have. It's very, what shall I say? It's almost liquid, so all the elements melt in the mouth. You can feel that it's very light. The mixture is not like a thick pancake at all. It's I think, very easy to digest. What is interesting is that the cooking method makes it very soft in taste. You know, I was expecting a stronger flavor because you have so many seafood ingredients in it, but it's really good. You know, I think I should explain a little bit the origin of this dish because it's really loaded with culture and history. And one day during the Joseon times, during the Joseon dynasty, someone of the area, an official, had the idea, you know, for the ancestors' rights for the king, to make a pajeon, but adding some seafood, because we are in Busan, which is close to the sea. So it was the first time, and it started to be a hit, of course. And since then, the hemul pajeon in the Tongnae area of Busan became very, very famous. And you know what? It's true, because you can ask any Korean friend you have, and you would say, when it's raining, what do you want to eat? And 90% of them would say, well, a pajeon with some rice wine, makgeolli, or dongdongju. And there was even a study by the Institute of Korean Sounds or something like that, a very serious institute, which discovered that the vibration of the pouring rain and the vibration of the frying oil when you do the pajeon is quite similar. So actually the wave, I guess, the sound wave is very close. So that's why when you hear the sound of the rain pouring and falling on the floor, on the ground, people in Korea can associate that, directly with the frying sound of the pajeon. That's why when you say rain, you say pajeon, and when you say pajeon, you think of a rainy day. So that's for the cultural background. You don't have to wait for the rain to come to enjoy something like that. And as I said, I'm really astonished by the beauty of not only the place itself, I don't know if you see, but it's a very nice house, but of the table itself and the colors. So, it proves that a simple dish like this one, which became a dish for commoners, can be really enjoyed in a very exquisite way. It's wonderful. So that's the place where the pajeon is being made. As you can see, using this huge pan, which is like a Spanish plancha, a little bit. You see it's oiled, and here we have the chef and the owner, so it's the fourth generation. She's doing in front of us the pajeon. So you have actually a mixture of two different cooking methods. One is frying, plus the steam effect of the cover. Oh, look at this beautiful seafood. 사장님, did you buy this seafood from the 자갈치 market?
예. 부산에서는 자갈치가 제일 유명하고 또 제일 싱싱하거든요. 자갈치에서 가지고.
Oh, I see. That's very nice. Of course, Chagalchi is the famous market in Busan. That's the place to buy this wonderful, very fresh, mussels and clams. But that's not all. In this place, they also use white rice flour and also glutinous rice flour powder. So to make a different texture, a much more interesting flavor. It's a little bit sticky, a little bit, but you have the glutinous effect. All right, let's try one of these traditional wines or liquor. It's makgeolli or rice wine, fermented rice wine made with omija, the 5-flavor berry. Oh, that's nice. Sweet and sour with a wonderful aftertaste. Quick some of the pajeon in my mouth to make an extraordinary. It's absolutely wonderful. So we have much more to do. I want to show you how we make this makgeolli rice wine. So we don't have much time, so I drink this and we go. Let's go. Okay. We are in the Kumjongsan Fortress, which is a mountain fortress, as you can see, on the heights of Busan. We are here for a special product which is made in this place, which is makgeolli. Makgeolli is a traditional rice wine. We are going to watch the process in the valley, and you will see that the process is the same. It has been the same for generations and generations. It's a very traditional alcohol. All right, that's the place where they make the Samsung makgeolli, which is very famous. And that's the result of what we have after 1 week. And that's what we are going to use to do the makgeolli. Okay, so now we are in the place to make the makgeolli itself. So the process is quite simple in a way. The rice has been placed in water for soaking for at least 3 hours. And then after it's cooked, you know, in this big pot over there. So when you have the cooked rice, you can mix it with the yeast cake, the nuruk we have seen before. And that's what we are going to have here. Have a look. This is the mix of rice and nuruk. And then that's the place where we have the fermentation. Fermentation is going on for a few days. And that's the alcoholic fermentation. What does it mean? It means that the carbohydrates of the rice are going to be transformed by the yeast of the nuruk into alcohol. 와,
원래 막걸리는 이렇게 쭉 뽑아가지고 이래 자신이 맛있어요.
색깔이 참 이쁜데. Look at the color. It's really like a milk or soy milk. It's beautiful yellowish white color, and I'm going to taste it. And sweet taste. I'm going to try again because I'm trying to feel the taste. It's very subtle. Yeah, anyway, you have the of course an alcoholic taste, but it's very sweet and just a good balance of sweetness and a little bit of acidity. It's really pure and nice, really nice. I really like it. 맑아요. 맑은 맛이요.
네, 그렇죠.
되게 맛있습니다.
네,
고맙습니다.
예, 맛있어요. 저도.
That's a very good one. 역시.
제가 만든 제가 만든 맛있네요.
네, 그분도 아마 좀
그러니까 맛있어요.
드셔보세요.
예,
아침이라도.
예, 아침이라도.
It's morning time, but there is no time for good things.
맛있다니 확실히 맛있어요.
It's like going to give you good energy for the.
맛있다니까요. 그죠? 예, 맞아요. 아우, 예, 맛있다. 확실히 맛있어요.
It's really good. We are in Chagalchi, a very famous fish market in Busan. We are going to discover here the Pajon ingredients, which are mainly the shellfish. And as you can see, there are a lot of things. A lot of seafood. All the seafood you can dream of. It's a beautiful market which has been refurbished recently, so it's brand new inside. You have also other parts outside and incredible stuff to discover. It's a must if you come to Busan, especially if you come for the film festival, because the Busan International Film Festival area is very close. Nampodong is very close from the Chagalchi market. So you must pay a visit. In the Pajon you have the mussels. You may have some of these shellfish called kejoge, or smaller ones like the clams. Wow, very big mussels indeed. This one is a kejoge, it's a kind of huge mussel. And here you have the clams, you know, that you can find in the pajon, for example. Looks like the vongole, like we find in the pasta. Look at these oysters. So it's interesting because they sell it without the shell, and it's quite uncommon in Europe. We don't have this a lot. Huh? Look at this quantity, it's amazing. A lot of oysters. It tells you how much Korean people love the seafood. Anyway, if you look at the weather today, it's a rainy day. It's a perfect weather for a pacha. It's the perfect mood. Back to Seoul, and of course back to Seoul for the food. We are in the Gwangjang market, which is a very famous and old market in Seoul. It opened in 1905 on one of the main streets, the Chongno Street, which is a very busy street. And we are especially in the Mokja Golmok, which is the place for the food stalls, as you can see. And we came here because we want to discover more of the Jeon culture, the buchimge, the pancakes in Korea. Over there, for example, we have the mungbin pancakes, called in Korean the pindaetok. Look at that, it's beautiful. It looks like a thick, a huge crepe or pancake stuffed with pork, with Welsh onion, with onion, of course, and garlic. And you have a lot of different things inside, depending on the house recipe, of course. I see a foreigner over there, so I'm going to... Excuse me. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. May I ask you some questions?
Yeah, sure. Go
All
ahead.
right. Are you living in Korea?
No, I'm just visiting.
Just visiting.
Yeah, I arrived yesterday.
Oh, okay. So a very fresh one. So it's perfect.
Absolutely.
I wanted to ask you about the pindaetok, which is the pancake you're eating now.
Okay.
So, did you try it yet?
Yeah, I just started. It's really good.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah.
And on such a cold day, it's something you need something hot.
Exactly. So, what is nice about it? What was your first impression?
Yeah, I like it's crispy and it's hot.
Crispy,
And,
yeah.
I think it's got, is it kuji, the cabbage?
Yeah, you have some kimchi and bean sprouts,
Yeah.
and also onion, of course.
The onions in there as well.
And,
It's nice. You can't really go wrong with deep fried onion.
No, exactly. Okay, wonderful. So you just were like visiting the market, and you...
Yeah, I wanted to come to a market that was more for Koreans as opposed to tourists. And,
I guess that's the place.
Yeah, and I love looking at food, and so I like to experiment. But,
Wonderful.
I thought I'd start
So
here.
just for the record, you're eating what they call a pindaetok, which is a mungbin pancake.
It's
It's
mung bean.
mungbin, actually.
Okay,
It's not like, it looks a little bit like potato, but it's mungbin.
Yeah, no, I'm watching them grind it down,
Yeah.
and I was trying to think what
Okay.
beans it was. So it's mung bean.
Mung bean, just like, freshly ground and then mixed with the bean sprouts and a Welsh onion, a little bit of pork, kimchi, and that's it. Quite simple.
But it's pretty good. Simple's good.
Simple's good, exactly. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And enjoy your food.
Very
And you
much.
stay in Korea
I
then.
will, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So, that's exactly, that was interesting because she just arrived yesterday. She has no prejudice against or for Korean food, and she really liked it. Just, I think, the look of it. When crossing the market, she was cold, and then this food looks like very nice and, you know, comforting because it's warm and it's golden, crispy outside. And it's, I think, very easy to eat for a beginner in Korean food. So that's a very good one. But now we are going to go for something else, the jeon. So look at this, that's the way we make it. And I'm going to order. So if you want a little bit of each of them, you can ask for a modum jeon. 아주머니 안녕하세요. Hello. modum jeon 하나 주시겠어요? 1인분? modum jeon means a little bit of everything, actually everything. So you see, it's a very nice way to eat these different ingredients. But it started as a special food for ancestor worship, what we call the chesa. During the chesa or the special events like Myeongjol, which are like Lunar New Year or Chuseok festival, we prepare this food to put on the table where we do the offerings for the ancestors. And after, of course, after doing the ritual, after doing the offering, you just share the food with your family, friends and neighbors. So it's also a food which is associated with these festivals and with the sharing spirit of these festivals. Oh, 고맙습니다. Look at this. This is what I call the modum jeon, the every kind of jeon on the plate. I found two very nice ladies to come with me and share a glass of makgeolli because I was a little bit lonely, and that's something which doesn't go very well with the jeon. But something which goes very, very well with the jeon is the makgeolli, the rice wine. Korean style, you never serve yourself, you serve the other ones first with 2 hands, and then you wait them for politely serve you back. Look at this, I love this place. You know, that's a real marketplace with the very cute glasses. Yeah, cheers. 드십시오. The jeon, so I think that's to go with. I'm going to try this one, the spicy one. 장떡부터. Not so spicy. A little bit aftertaste. So the jeon is famous for being made for special occasions like the chesa, the ancestor worships, rituals. So, and especially for the Chuseok festival or the Lunar New Year. So do we still do that nowadays? 아직도 요새는 이렇게 만듭니까? 그 명절 때?
가족들이 모두 모여가지고 이렇게
예.
계란을 치고 한 사람이 일단 치고 해가지고 다 같이
다 한 가족 다 남자들도
남자들
안 했죠. 술만 마시죠. 아이고. 맞아요. Yeah. So if all the family gathers to, you know, to make, so someone is working on the skewers, while the other one is putting the batter, the other one is frying. So I asked, you know, even the man. I said, of course not. Only the women who are doing like aiko, like it hurts, you know. And the men are drinking or playing cards or busy doing something else. But anyway, that's the spirit of the Myeongjol, the special festivals. That's what you get, the kind of nostalgia or homey feeling when you have this kind of jeon, especially with the makgeolli.
Love laughs at a king. Kings don't mean a thing on the street of dreams. Dreams broken in two can be made like new on the street of dreams. Gold, silver, and gold, all you can hold is in a moonbeam for no one.
Shared sorrow is half sorrow, but shared joy is double joy. Did you know that Korean proverb? Well, for me sometimes shared food can be half sorrow or half joy at least. Well, I don't know. It depends actually. Because you know, as you have seen with the John and the buchimge or the Korean pancakes, part of the pleasure is to share with people. It's the spirit of that food, especially because it comes with the makgeolli, the alcohol or other alcohol. Anyway, that was our special theme for today, and I'll meet you very soon for our next adventure on the Tasty Trail with Benjamin. See you, bye-bye.